G'day and welcome to Aussievision. I'm Dale, and today we're here to talk about Spain's Benidorm Fest, one of the national finals of the year that fans get most excited about, and it's no different for us here at Aussievision. Now, ahead of the actual semi-finals taking place from tomorrow Australia time, our team has actually ranked all the entries, and we're going to go through today the top 5 before we see the live performances. So let's start off with 5th place, which is Melody with Esa Diva. Now, Melody is one of the favourites to take out the whole thing because she's quite a big star in Spain itself. And although it's not the top for us, it is 5th place, which is still pretty good. The comments that came through the team from this one is, look, it's not doing anything new, but what it does well. And I have to kind of agree with it. It's a good camp pop bop that really works for a lot of it, and I think this is actually going to work even better live. There's certain parts of the song, like the middle 8, where it kind of just stops with the diva, 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 and I reckon that's kind of like her getting ready for another big moment at the end when she does that big note as well. I think this is going to go off in the actual hall itself. I think the Spanish fans will get behind this a lot. She's a star. She'll be able to perform it well. And I can see this doing particularly well overall. So I think it's one of the favourites for a reason. Even though it only came 5th place in the Aussievision team. I think a few people may change their minds as it goes live. But we'll have to wait and see, of course. Now in 4th place is Cara Frigo with Bethame. Now this is a really interesting song. I think for a lot of people, they were sort of almost saying in the team that it's quite dark and mysterious and contemporary. And I kind of definitely go on the contemporary side of things because this sounds like something that you would hear in sort of Spanish kind of pop and radio. It reminds me a bit of Ana Mena and Aitana, those kind of artists I could sort of see in the same kind of wheelhouse of this. So it's not saying it's like them, it's just kind of in that same kind of feel, which I really kind of want to hear from Spain, which is great. The production's really good. When it sounds great, it's really good. At times, it can be maybe a little overproduced. At times, it can go into the simplistic with like the fire, fire, fire. So whether they can elevate that live or whether or not actually it's more of a studio track and it may not come to life live is a big question mark for me. I really don't know how this is going to go on stage. Compared to number 5 for Melody, I can see the whole performance. This one, I'm kind of struggling to see what they're going to do. But that's not a bad thing. It means we might be in for a bit of a surprise about what they can come up with, and I'm looking forward to it because it's a really interesting track. So glad to see the Aussievision team put it in 4th place, even though I particularly didn't have it massively high myself. In 3rd place is Sonia and Selena with Reinas, which means queens, and they are absolute queens and royalty. Now, they had big hits back 25 years ago. They made a bit of a comeback about 15 years ago. And then they have been in and out of a close relationship. There's been some issues between them. And when people in the Aussievision team sort of say it's a bit like a Real Housewives type song, maybe they're not wrong because there probably was a bit of conflict in the past. But it seems like that's kind of water under the bridge now, and actually the song refers to their kind of yin and yang and their differences and how they're kind of coming together and creating this wonderful camp spectacular, because I think that's what it is. Look, I think people are going to really love this, and there's a lot of kind of warmth to it, hence it coming 3rd. I think we can agree it's not like the 3rd best song, but I think there's just a lot of good feeling because it kind of comes through in the song itself. And, you know, they're divas, and I think people really want to get behind them. I think it'll be fun. I think people in the hall will really enjoy it. I think it'll do probably better than people expect it to do, but not as high as I think the Aussievision team have it ranked there in 3rd place. But people will really enjoy it, so what's the harm? And good luck to them. But maybe don't do a Nebulosa and actually win the whole thing. In 2nd place is Jacobello with VIP. Now, we've kind of seen this entry at Benidorm Fest in the last couple of years. Very good looking Spanish guy, does a dance pop with big, banger with a dance break, and ultimately doesn't win the whole thing, even though sometimes I think they should have. Think Arde, think Caliente. These have been great songs and would have been very Eurovision worthy, but people just haven't got behind them. I actually think this is, as a package, a little bit more accessible it kind of comes together a little bit better, where I think maybe others went off in different directions at certain times. This keeps it kind of, I think, tighter and more of a song with structure. So I think this could work very well, particularly in Eurovision, but whether or not Benidorm Fest will get behind it is another question. The public haven't really massively come for these songs, nor the jury. It's done okay. They've always done kind of well, but without going all the way. So we'll have to wait and see. I think this would be a great entry. It was second overall for me, but we'll have to wait and see. Maybe people will change their minds because they've not been getting great results with what they've been going for. But I think Spain just has gone to Spain and they're going to do their own thing. So I don't know how this is going to go, but I think we're in for a great performance. I really enjoy this and I'll definitely enjoy watching it, that's for sure. And our winner from the Aussievision team is Kingdom with Me Gustas Tu, which I think is a great little bop. It's a fun pop bop, and a lot of people in our team referred to Noche Entera from a few years ago, which had a great life after Benidorm Fest. It did pretty well at the national final, but became a bit of a hit in Spain and other places, and featured in the Women's World Cup when Spain won, and so people got to know it a bit down here in Australia as well. Now, a lot of people in our team have very much referred to Noche Entera when they're talking about this song. So I think they really like that kind of real cute melodic pop bop that's there. It's catchy, it's cute, it's great. It wasn't high for me. I don't even know if it made my 10. It might have been like 11th. But I would like it. I maybe just don't love it. But I can always be won over live with Benidorm Fest. I think this is a bit of a surprising result compared to what we're seeing in the fan poll. So the Aussievision team has sort of, hung on to something here. Whether that's going to translate to it doing well in the actual contest is a very different thing, of course. And that was the winner from the Aussievision team. Now, where is the favourite I hear you talking about? La Quispa with Hadita de la Roa. Excuse the pronunciation there. But this is a great song itself. I love it. It came third for me in my ranking. It came 8th with the Aussievision team. Now, I think what people love about this is lots of different genres kind of coming together or kind of mishing-mashing. There's this very kind of like soft part, then there's a real kind of old school kind of bang that comes through, and then the kind of a more modern heavy production that really kind of slaps you in the face. And for some people, maybe that's a bit too much, and for the ones who love it, do love it. How that comes together live, again, it's very much the same thing, but this is a particular song that is going to be about the live performance. This is not a song you whistle down the street and remember like a little catchy tune. This is something that's going to rely on that live performance. So we'll have to wait and see how this comes together. I think it has a lot of special ingredients that can make something wonderful, but sometimes if you get that recipe a little bit wrong and put too much in something, it can kind of all fall apart and be a bit of a mess. Hopefully that's not the case, because I think it's a pretty cool and interesting song, so we'll have to see if it takes out the whole thing. So, Benidorm semi-finals start tomorrow morning in Australia, tonight in Europe. Let's see what some of these live performances are like, and like everything with Benidorm Fest, I'm sure we are in for a surprise, because we normally are. Thanks very much.